right, welcome back to the show at Decoded at Elite 8 AI on YouTube. By the way, guys, I'm just now getting this channel started. I have been slacking on making content, but that's only because I am an entrepreneur, solopreneur. I work for myself. Since the beginning of this year, I've been sort of enduring and going through that journey, and it's been quite a heck of a journey. I'll share the story with you as we go through this together. And for today's episode, I just wanted to just keep consistent with creating content for my channel, and I figured we will look at some of the content that I look at on a daily basis and share that with you, and then we'll kind of just go through it together, and we'll share our thoughts, and let's hear what you think about it and what I think. Leave a comment down below. Please subscribe so that way I can build this channel and get more talent in here with me. I am going to need an executive producer. I am going to need an editor. And so as just by clicking like and subscribe or commenting, you're helping me grow this business. And my objective is to help you and to answer any questions and to decode anything that might be too mysticized so that you can understand it better and we can all grow together. And all right, let's go ahead and begin. The next video is by Natalie, Dawson, how to speak like the 1%, the elite. And far too often, we don't realize this, but we need to grow our skill set. And we need to accept that we don't know. If we knew what we were doing, we wouldn't be where we are at in life. Put it like that. If we had all the answers and we knew what it was and what it took, we wouldn't be having the struggles we have, and we wouldn't be where we are at. So obviously, the people who appear to be successful or who appear to have it all figured out, it's not that they're better than you or me. They're just doing something different. And so I went on a mission to do research and to study and investigate and to read and to find out and to figure out what is it that they're doing that I'm not doing. Because when you start this journey of being an entrepreneur and being on your own and no longer working for someone, you have to depend on yourself in a lot of ways. So let's go ahead and get into this video, and we'll share our thoughts as we go. All right, let's begin.
To be seen as powerful, respected, and confident, your words have to match your ambition. I've spent years working under executives, becoming one myself, and learning from the most respected people in the room. These are the 5 communication skills that separate those who get listened to from those who get overlooked. Skill 1 is a hard one. You have to stop speaking to be liked and instead speak to lead. In our company today, we have over 250 team members, and so I get to see day in and day out people who exude confidence and act like leaders versus people who accidentally erode their own credibility. And they do this in the simplest of ways. The mindset shift that the people who are successful have is I am a leader, even if they aren't yet. The mindset that people have versus the mindset of I am in somebody else's environment and therefore I have to be less than or smaller or less certain. When you are less certain in your communication, it shows. So in order to be more certain, you can do a handful of things to switch up the way that you speak. One of the most important things that you can do is actually mean what you say and only say things that you are certain of. CEOs.
That's a big one. Like, how many times do we often say things in passing and we don't really follow through with what we say, or we're trying to make an impression on our kids or our family or our loved ones, and we say one thing, but then we do another, and we lose our temper, or we don't stick to what we said we were going to do, whatever it is, even if it's a routine, right? And this is important. That's a skill. We have to practice that. We have to practice. None of us are perfect. I'll tell you right now, I'm not perfect. I fail every day, but I'm at least willing to look at myself and go, wait a minute, I am not doing something right. I need to do better. And that's what it means, what she's talking about. That's what it means to stop eroding your credibility. You go somewhere and you tell people, oh, I'm doing this and this and that and that. And then they look at how you behave or how you speak or how you react. And then they go, he's full of crap. He's not that way. How do I know? I lived it. I'm living it. So I understand it is hard work to reinvent yourself. It takes practice, it takes work, and it takes determination, and it takes willpower, and it takes surrender. You have to surrender to the fact that maybe you don't know everything. Maybe you're not the person you should or could become. You understand what I'm saying? So let's continue. And I love this video, by the way. I've watched it 3 times already, but I just wanted to give you my inner thoughts and reactions as we're watching it.
Leaders, top executives, they have a point of view. They see themselves, they see their life experiences, and they use where they're at in order to frame what their point of view truly is. And they're confident in that frame. If you want to be able to be more certain in your communication, remember that your point of view is important and you are there for a reason. Now, the simple language tweaks on this are as follows. Qualifying your statements by saying I think or I feel reduces your credibility. Just say what you think or say how you feel. It's obvious through the communication that you are thinking or you are feeling something, but those qualifiers make it seem like you are uncertain. So consciously practice making these language swaps. So instead of saying, I think we should try this, instead say, the best path forward is, another example. Instead of saying, I feel like this might work, say, here's the strategy that will get us this result. It is this simple switch, but removing you from the conversation and just stating what you see, how you see it, instantly increases your credibility. Next is number 2, which is that your emotions are making you sound reactive and unsure. We have a saying around here, high emotion, low intelligence. Have you ever noticed the people who are wildly emotional, always talking about what's wrong and being outrageously creative in their storytelling, very rarely have a lot of success around them? They don't have people who are winning around them. They don't have successful business relationships. They don't have successful businesses. Because the more you use emotion, the less you're using.
She's 100% right. You know how I know she's right? You know how I know she's 100% right? You're looking at him. That's me. I spent a lifetime of flare-ups, emotional baggage, going from 0 to 60 within seconds, up and down, extremely depressed, extremely high, extremely low. And that was due to a lack of my emotional intelligence, or intelligence in general, whatever you want to call it. But the good news is that's okay. That's something that if you're willing to look yourself in the mirror and to look at you, you're able to say, okay, I'm not doing something right because I have the same patterns and the same loops happening. The same triggers are happening. What's going on inside of me? What am I facing? Listen, guys, I could tell you personally, I am not perfect. 100%. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I've been going through my journey of trying to figure me out. And all I'm trying to get you to do is to be inspired to do the same for yourself. Like figure out how you can find some alone time or isolate yourself for a period of time just to go inside yourself and ask yourself, am I successful is the first question. Look around you, look at your results, look at the way your life is going. Maybe you're not living 100% of your potential. Watch this video. This video was very instrumental in me making that flip, right? And the YouTube algorithm is amazing, man, because when I made that decision, I wanted to start flipping my mindset and the way I behave and the way I talk and the way I communicate. These videos started coming to me. So you just have to make a mental shift, a frequency shift in yourself about what you want for you and your life and what do you expect from yourself. You know what I mean? So like, don't beat yourself up. Like, I just watched a podcast, this clip this morning on TikTok, and the guy was saying that, guys, if you're 40 and you feel like you haven't accomplished anything in life, good. Because everything before 40 was your school. You were learning about what works, what didn't work, what you like, what you didn't like. Now is the time for you to start implementing your passion, your story, your direction, what you like, what you don't like, what you've seen succeed, what you've seen fail, and start crafting your narrative in a positive direction for you. So like, it's important that you don't get hung up on the mistakes you've made in a way that holds you back, but use the mistakes you made to propel yourself into a new version of yourself. You get what I'm saying? So far too often, people like to dwell. And I'm guilty of it. I do it a lot. And I have to pattern. Tony Robbins talks about pattern interruption. You know, interrupt your pattern. Interrupt your pattern. Do what you need to do. If you're interested, I have someone who can help you with this process. And you could DM me and I will send you their contact. And they have a very unique way of dealing with the issues that you have and doing some shadow work. And if you are at a certain point in your life, you're willing to experiment and figure a new way of dealing with certain things about your life, just send me a DM or comment me your email and I'll send you the info and I'll put you in contact with that person. It's not me. It's someone I know and I trust very dearly. And they have been instrumental in my own unlocking and my own development. So on to the next.
Logic. Emotion just clouds your decision-making ability, and effective leaders are spectacular. They are gangsters at being able to take a situation, remove emotion, and be able to logically make decisions very quickly. And they trust their decision-making process. The only way you know you can trust your decision-making process is if you have your own internal confidence that you're not being swayed by something based off of the emotion that you have. You're actually being swayed based off of logic, based off of data. Just this week, I had somebody pop off on me and had this whole emotional outburst. It was embarrassing, and it instantly reduced my confidence in this person. Their inability to feel something, to experience something, to have there be a form of rejection in front of them, and be able to handle that with grace, understanding, questions, allowed me to see this person through a very new lens. And that new lens is they make decisions based off of their emotion. And as I looked a little bit further into this, I actually started to see how there was a lack of success in a variety of different areas, which is a key indicator that emotion is used in all sorts of conversations. And instead of creating confidence, it actually erodes people's confidence, which means you cannot be successful because without other people, as a leader, you're not successful. You actually cannot, by definition, be a leader if other people don't trust and actually follow you. So never let your emotions override your message. One of the visuals I use to help me during emotional situations is I imagine myself being a blade of grass. Follow me on this one. If you have a blade of grass that is horizontal and there is a rock that falls through the blade of grass, the blade of grass isn't going to stay hardened. It's actually going to move with the pressure. It's going to move with the rock, and it is going to bounce back up to its original shape. Versus if you had a toothpick there. A toothpick, when a rock goes right through it, is going to rake. It's very rigid, it's hard, and it's frail. So in situations, instead of thinking of yourself as somebody who's going to make their point and who's going to prove somebody wrong and get hardened like a toothpick, imagine that you are a blade of grass, and that situation is just going to fall through you, not because you don't care, but because you're not going to get emotionally involved. You're going to let the data that they're giving you go through you. You're going to let the emotion that they're giving you pass by, and then you're going to respond in the way that you should respond without the tense rigidity of the toothpicks in your life. Next is number 3 and focuses on authority. This is the secret to getting people to stop interrupting you and start actually listening. Great leaders don't speak more. They speak with weight. What about what you're saying actually matters? When you think of every conversation you're in as an opportunity for you to make an impact, you will show up to those conversations differently.
This is a big one, guys. This is a very, very big one. Now, I don't want to go through the whole video with you because, I think YouTube doesn't like that. So I'm just doing sort of a review video with you, and I wanted to share with you some of my content. And I wanted to reflect with myself and with you. And I think this is a good video for you to go watch. Go watch it. And while you're watching this, I want you to reflect on yourself. Reflect in you and think about yourself, how you deal with situations, how you deal with life. And if you're getting defensive by me telling you this, stop and look at me for a second. I have spent most of my life living on emotion, on rage, on you name it. Every low IQ behavior that you could think of, I've done it. I still do it sometimes. I slip, I fall, I hit my head, I make mistakes. But I'm honest with myself. I'm honest. I could look myself in the mirror and go, this is not the version of me that I like or want to be. I can do better. And I go try to do something about it. Okay? I used to gossip. I used to sit there and feel like I'm a victim, that everything's happening because, oh, other people see me this way and other people see me that way. And you know what happened when I started going on the path of being an entrepreneur? You know what that means? That means you should be able to take the weight of the world on your shoulders and not let it affect you. That's the truth. That's the reality. So I ask you this, and some of us, or you out there, may not want that. That's fine. If you don't want that, this video is not for you. I'm really just speaking to the people who want to change, who feel it in their gut, who feel it in their bone, who feel it in their stomach, that you want better. You know you're better. You know you can be better. You know you can do better. There's a calling inside you. There's a fire yearning. Okay? So go watch this video. Her name is Natalie Dawson. I'll put it down in the description. Watch the whole thing. It's just 15 minutes long, guys. 15 minutes of your life for some great education. Okay? And subscribe to my channel, please. I plan on sharing more content, more insights. I'm going to have guests coming on the show, entrepreneurs, other people. I'm going to be discussing AI, technology, and spirituality. Go check out my website, elite8ai.com, where I'm going to be infusing a lot of spirituality into AI. And that's my mission. That's what I'm on. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my goal. I'm developing a mode. I also have built a huge network of people in that world, and I will be bringing them on the show as well to talk to you and to help. So that's my mission. That's what I'm about. That's what I want to do with this channel. I look forward to seeing you guys, and thanks for coming. And I hope you enjoy Natalie Dawson. Her video is amazing. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Yeah, if all are serious about creating with AI, check out elite8ai.com. My Chookolingo building it with real vision, AI with vibes. You hear me?